Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On Loose Lines, back for another week on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. For some reason we don't appear to have a great stream. Got good numbers, but it seems to be idling a little bit now. It's picked up. Hopefully it'll be okay. I'm not sure what's going on there. It is a little bit muggy. I do have to just do one little thing here. We'll click that one on and we'll get back to this screen here. But we are live on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, but also can be watched in backwards, if that makes sense. I'm not sure what I've got going on here. I've just got to double check which camera's which. So I think that's that one. Cool, that's a better picture. Got to make sure I have the better picture, but then I've worked out a different way of doing things, so that is all good. Right, how's your week, mate? Plenty happening in the year with harness racing. Of course, it is New Zealand Cup week. I don't suspect we'll have anyone on from New Zealand because there's plenty going on over there. It's a very, very busy time. They have a Breeders' Awards night tonight, so they've got plenty happening there. Plus, they'll have other stuff going on as well. So there'll be it's a pretty busy time. See, Jason Crimson's got a crosshair, which is pretty amazing to think that a horse can go to young and then race again later as well. So, but that part is awesome. So, just trying to check. I don't appear to have audio. Don't appear to have audio going on my Twitter feed. Hopefully, I've got audio going. I should have it going. So, I know what's going on. There will be audio. Give me a sec. I just got to double check things because I always get a bit paranoid that things aren't working. But I think if we do this and we turn that one up, yep, I can hear myself in the background there, so that part is okay. I'll just go back and check this one as well. Double check things because I always as good as gold. Rightio. Okay, so we're away. We've got audio. So please, if you are watching, want to get involved, please do. On Loose Lines is live on X, so if you want to get involved with that. Toby McKinnon, audio is working on Facebook. Bluetooth Tobes, or plug it into that, but unfortunately it goes through the mixer, and that's why I was like, got nothing. But thank you very much, Tobes, and welcome to you. We'll get around to, I've got to catch up with Tobes at some stage. Possibly later this week, never know. We'll work something out at some stage, but yeah, go from there. So, of course, it has been a very, very big week, as I said, for the New Zealand Cup week. Kicks off. They've got the barrier draws. They've had the barrier draws done today too, and I'll get those a little bit for the Velocity and the Ascent. The two Australian horses drew 2 and 3, so they're both drawn very well in those 10 horse fields for the slot races. Of course, it is New Zealand Cup Day tomorrow. Some of the fields are just unbelievable. I'll show you one of the fields as well. Ashburton, I'll get this one to come up in a second for me, but it is, so now this is where I had to, so I'll turn that one on, and then I should be right if I do this. I think when I click to this screen, yes, see that? Now I should be right for a while. This is Ashburton on Thursday. This is actually where Empire City really announced itself last year. But just have a look at these fields for Cruel. So that is race 1, 12 horse fields, 16, of course there's emergencies, 17 with emergencies, 16, 14, 16, 15, 15, 19, 16, we're up to race 11, 14, this is race 12 with 14, 14, and race 14 has 14 runners. Absolutely amazing numbers of horses stepping out there at Ashburton. Actually, I think it will tell me at the top, I reckon. There used to be a spot, it's a very good website this, when you know, it actually tells you just about everything, and there is a spot where I can click here and it'll tell me how many horses are in. But anyway, it doesn't matter, but it's just ridiculous and great to see. New Zealand Cup Day is an outstanding day, but the whole week is terrific. There's also, you'll have your Greyhound Cup on that night, on the Thursday night at Addington after Ashburton, and then you also have the Rangiora New Zealand, the Thoroughbred Cup on the Saturday. They have a great meeting. They had a great meeting last Saturday. They have a big meeting Wednesday, Guineas Day, and then they front up again on Saturday. So just massive meeting for race people. So anyone over there, good luck to you. and enjoy it and go from there. Was that Sonata? Yes, I want to touch on that in a minute. Breeders' Crown. Well done to HRV and everyone involved. Have way too many mice in front of me, but this one came out today, so I think it's really cool for the industry. But yeah, they're putting the extra $10,000 into those 2 races that got deleted. Unfortunately, no one's fault. The generator decided it was too hot. Anyone knows mechanics, these things happen, but they're putting an extra $10,000 onto the 3-year-old and 2-year-old fillies races that were deleted the other day. So hats off to Harness Racing Victoria. They're being kicked from pillar to post with most of the things. Very, very positive news, and well done to whoever's got behind that and got that initiative off the ground. I think it's an awesome thing. So yeah, terrific. And yeah, unfortunately for the participants, a lot of them were there for a very long night, but it would have been a longer night had they had their weight. But and then they cancelled. So yeah, a bit unfortunate for those guys. But of course, the Breeders' Crown finals are all on Saturday night at Melton. Those fields aren't out yet, but there's a few other fields we will showcase. We will hopefully get hold of, as I said, I'll ring Darren in a second, and we will get onto him. Just one for the Kiwis, actually, back there, when you're actually supporting a horse in the New Zealand Cup, I encourage people to go to their Facebook page or any of their socials, or actually even go to the main stage page. I'll actually bring it up and then people can see it again very simply. This one here, Don Ray, gets once in a lifetime opportunity. So the connections of Tack McLeod have given a share of the horse to be raced on the day to a gentleman called Don Ray, 67-year-old man with stage 4 cancer. So well done to those guys. The horse is a live chance. He got a golden ticket through. Trevor Proctor, the trainer, I think he only trains 1 or 2 horses. I think he doesn't train a lot anyway. He might only have 2. And the irony, please go and read it. I could read it all out to people, but this horse was actually named after their I wrote it down here so I didn't get grand niece. The young girl was called Charlotte. She passed away, I think it says here, at 9 years of age. Yeah, 9 years of age. And Tack McLeod was named after her. So horse has got a great little cause as it is, but please get behind that horse and get behind that cause. So if you want to barrack for a horse, if you don't have a horse in there, Sam Otley's driving. Sam's terrific. It'd be great to see another lady win the New Zealand Cup and go from there. And yeah, it's yeah, great course. Rightio, we'll try and get hold of Darren. We'll get out of the old Twitter and see if Darren's going to answer the phone. Sorry, I've had a couple of missed calls and didn't see any of those, so I do apologise to those people that have rang me until now. Oh, I haven't even rang him. That's why I sent him a text message, so I can't even find his phone number. Give me a yell. Anything else that's been going on in your world, in the world of harness racing, or anything. Doesn't have to even be harness racing. It can be absolutely anything, actually. Hopefully he answers. He may not answer. No, he's going to answer. Hello, mate. And the dog.
Got me there?
You there now?
Yeah.
Good as gold. You've got company by the sounds.
Yeah. otherwise known as a pest.
Child or dog?
A child that thinks he's a dog.
He goes all right on the camera. Don't worry about that. You leave him alone. Firstly, hello.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
No, mate, I'm glad you came on. I will be honest, I was probably a little bit flat today and couldn't get my head around things, so I got on the push bike and went for a ride, and I thought we've got to promote what's going on in Queensland this week and what's been going on. There's been some pretty big stories happening, but of course the Sunshine Stars, the inaugural Sunshine Stars race series culminates this Saturday night, and are the fields done, Darren, for Friday night or night? Saturday night? Yeah,
they are. They're done, and yeah, so we have the Colts and Geldings final, $125,000. Same for the fillies, $125,000. Then there was a one-off race to sort of celebrate the first year. So if you were purchased or passed in for $25,000 or less in that first year sale, you had the option to go in this race. and there's a field of 8 will go around in that, going for $50,000. So not a bad return on investment for those horses. And then there's also the 2-year-olds. Now, we had a special clause on the 2-year-old trotters.
Yep.
That is, of course. There was only 25 trotters go through the ring last year, 2023. So we had a clause on the nominations that it would be a $50,000 trot final should we get less than 5 in each individual sex. Now, we've ended up with 5 right on the button for each individual sex. So they will compete for $25,000 each. So $25,000 the fillies, $25,000 colts and geldings. There's only a field of 5 in each of those. So again, pretty good chance to earn good money out of that original sale.
And you can see them there. Brittany Graham with the no, it can't be that horse. I wonder, that horse, interesting name, T-Trick by Tomoko out of Amarullan. Of course, that was sold up there for Rasta Trotters, but it's an interesting name. You got no doubt who that's named after anyway. So most of those horses I would have seen early on. So well done to Queensland, because you could have combined them, and I don't think any of the connections necessarily would have complained about them being combined. But no, well done. I think it's a good effort.
Yeah, and when you look at those numbers, there was 138 horses catalogued in that original sale in 2023. We've ended up, I think last figure, I think we're up to 40 individual winners are graduates of that sale. So that's an amazing achievement, and not all of them sustained, obviously, which is everyone's individual choice on what they do. But when you look at the fields and what's available, some of the horses that haven't sustained, perhaps probably just kicking themselves a little bit. My Ultimate Barney, probably the main one.
Yeah, and there was a few. And look, it comes up with the race series that will be, the next year's sales series and race series that is happening the 23rd. I've actually got that date here. I saw it just there. I'll throw all the nutrient dates up there, the 23rd of February. Now, people need to be aware of this date, and we'll get back to what we're talking about just then, but this is going to be the Sunshine Stars 3rd edition with nutrient, and it will be held at Albion Park on the Sunday the 23rd, but that's going to be 2 days, it's going to be the day after 2 days of these driver slot races. So it's going to be a magic time to be up there, Darren. I said about it last week with Dave, his name's just left me, David Brick. But it is just going to be a unique experience to be in Queensland, see these world-class drivers stepping out, stay for 2 days for that, and then stay for a day at the sales. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a real carnival, isn't it?
It's going to be huge, and factor into that it really probably kicks off on the Wednesday the week. So that driver, the Ultimate Driver Series slot race concept will have a driver draft component, so the draft will be conducted on the Wednesday. So festivities kick off from then, and we'll go through Friday, Saturday night, the actual races, 20 races to be contested, 10 each night, into the Sunshine Stars sale on the Sunday. So it's going to be a big few days at Albion Park, that's for sure.
You might have to look after me on the Wednesday. I said I'd be up there and be fine. I'm reasonably confident I won't be there on the Wednesday because I know where I'm going to be on the Tuesday. So it is mission impossible to be in Queensland Wednesday, I can promise you that much. Actually, I know where I'll be Wednesday morning, so yeah, I'll be across the ditch. So anyway, we'll worry about that when we get closer to it. We'll work out some way. But it is going to be a lot of fun, and Queensland are getting right behind it. I mean, they're supporting me to be up there. You guys are going to be rolling out everything as well. We want to grow these weeks, these years, these weeks, these carnivals. This is going to be a new one, and we want to make sure we get it, hit the ground running, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely, and I guess it's the same as anything. There will be some teething issues. All new ideas, new concepts always do, but we'll get the chance to review it and build off it. But all in all, the amount of work that's being put into it to start with, I have every faith that the actual set up, the few days are going to be really good, and not not too many issues will arise, I'd imagine, because there's plenty of work being put into it behind the scenes on both Racing Queensland, the club, the slot holders for the Ultimate Driver Series, and also, of course, then Nutrien and all the vendors and breeders for the sale aspect of it. So there's plenty happening there. And I'm not sure whether you mentioned this last week or not, Paul. I didn't catch your show last week, but you may have already mentioned it. But the catalogue is out for next year's Nutrien Sunshine Stars sale. So
yeah, they're all
catalogue is available online.
Yeah, they're all available online, all the Nutrien, except for Bathurst. Now, back onto those sale dates, of course, and I'll whack them up there, Darren, for a sec. We've got Sunshine Stars the 23rd of February, Tasmania the 1st of March, which is a Saturday. We then roll into Miracle Mile weekend at Sydney on the 9th of March. Bathurst the 30th of March, its traditional spot, and then Melbourne on the 13th, which will culminate in the races, the race finals, the $1 million race day on those days as well. So that's going to be a huge carnival. And actually go back to Bathurst for a second, because if you want to be at that sale, that is actually Bathurst Gold weekend. It's been moved as well. So the finals will be run the night before, and then we'll be selling the next day as well. So they're all going to be. You've got your Miracle Mile, you've got your Bathurst Gold, you've got your Nutrien Gold, you've got the Sunshine Stars Driver Series, and in Tasmania they've got a race meeting straight after. So they're all going to be a carnival. You want to be there for more than one day. It's silly to rock up just thinking it's going to be one day. Mark Barton got on last week, and I haven't heard, so I'm presuming it's not finalised just yet, but he did tease about the New Look website. It was hopefully to be released before the catalogue. That didn't happen. Darren, you and I both know, working with technology, we can want a lot of things and we can plan for a lot of things, but they just sometimes don't quite get there. But it will be up very, very shortly. But if you want to view them online, go to nutrienequine.com and then follow the clicks to the standardbred section and go from there. I'll try and get it on this one. I have an issue because I have a different login, and every now and then it'll take me to the back of the website, and I don't need to be there. So we'll just see how we go, Darren. I'll see if I can get it to come up, and then we can showcase those horses. But very, very important that we get these dates out there, and Sunshine Stars is the first sale for the year, which is what we want.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, if you're at all of those Nutrien sales, which you tend to be, you might have a new nickname.
I'm at them all. I've got a live stream. I've got a live stream on all. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. I'll yeah. If I'm not, I'm going to be in trouble. That's for sure. So there'll be a few people saying it. There's a New Zealand one. The reason I won't be there Wednesday is because there's a thing in New Zealand on the Tuesday called a yearling sale as well. So anyway, so here's the catalogues. You just go to the standardbred section there, 2025. Click on that, and then just scroll down a little bit and you can see the mill, and here's the Sunshine Stars. All horses are there, gazetted. There's a way I can tell how many there is without going too far. 98 entries. So yep, so there's 98 horses in the sales. We're not going to pick any of those out. Darren will go through them, but over the journey. But there's some pretty quality lots in there. But it's just exciting. It's going to be a very, very exciting big weekend, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, and really looking forward to that weekend with the drivers into the sale on the Sunday. Of course, that'll be at Albion Park as well again, the sale as it was last year. Yeah, and it is proven it is the best value for money sale in the country, because what a lot of people don't realise, you purchase a horse at Sunshine Stars, it is the only Nutrien sale where that horse is also eligible for the main Nutrien race series. So as well as the Nutrien race series, you've got the Sunshine Stars sale series, which is exclusive to those horses from the Sunshine Stars sale. So you get sort of two cracks at the Nutrien cherry, and then throw in, if you're a Q-bred, well, that futurity system needs no introduction. $14,000 first win bonus, 7 second win, the third win bonus, and then other races along the way, Q-bred cash races and what have you. So, it all makes sense to get in and purchase a Sunshine Stars yearling.
It does indeed. There is actually a couple, and I know they're with Ben. So now this is something I think people need to. Hello, Scotty Purden. Hello to you. People need to get their head around, if you like. Here it is. This one here. So, and I'm only picking this one out because I know that it's there. It's actually very, very smart by Ben Stud. Getting behind this. So this is lot number 40 for Mickey McGeegan. This is a Captain Crunch, not one of my sponsors, so I'm doing the right thing. I'm gone neutral out of Intimate Moments. But if you come down here to the bottom, so this horse is New South Wales Breeders' Challenge eligible and Vic Bred eligible. And because it's going to Queensland to be sold in Queensland, what Darren just said then, Nutrient Sales Classic eligible. So it's eligible for the Rich Series in Melbourne. Well, we'll say in Melbourne for the sake of it. It's not confirmed the year these horses are selling. But April 13, whether they're culminating in it, the $1 million worth of racing. Also eligible for this race series that Darren and I are talking about for the Sunshine Stars series that's on this weekend. These races here, $125,000 for the 2-year-old fillies. And it's not a trotter, so what have I done there? Sunshine Stars Yearling Fillies 2-year-old Classic, 50,000. Oh, that's the lesser one. Sorry. Yep. And then there's 125,000 for the 2-year-old fillies and 125 for the 2-year-old Pacing Colts. Sorry, Darren, I got myself confused because there's too many banners. So all of a sudden, you've got a horse that's eligible to race in 3 race series in 3 states. That's called maximising your dollar. That's smart marketing, and I can only see this sale growing from strength to strength year on year once more and more people are aware of what you can do, and you take the buyers to the Sunshine Coast and enjoy Albion Park, but we'll say Sunshine Coast for the sake of it, and enjoy the sunshine and a bit of good weather, good food, good company, Darren. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good time of year. The heat has started to drop off a little bit.
You're kidding. You're kidding. Nice try. I don't believe that one. I don't think anyone believes that one, mate. But anyway.
Well, the last couple of days it's been absolutely filthy. So yeah.
You won't get a job for Queensland Tourism saying things like that. You know that, don't you?
Oh, well, I'll quite happily stay away if it means I can get into some aircon.
So it's a no-brainer to get involved in that. Right, these heats, Darren, throw you under the bus a little bit. They were, I suppose, they were effectively preludes, if you like, into these races. But Toro Loco, 19 to 1, I see, or not? Yeah, paid $19, so 18 to 1 effectively. It was a nice little win. Obviously not in the market, but geez, it got to the line strong.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a reasonably cheap purchase. Now it's trained by Ben Battle. Ben had Wandari Splash, so it was formerly trained by Kerry Smith, Wandari Splash, and when Ben first moved up to Queensland, he had a bit of an association with Kerry, so it's probably where he's come about purchasing this one. It's owned by his wife Tamara and Tamara's family. Interesting name, this one. Their son Bailey actually chose the name effectively. Toro Loco's a monster truck. If anyone's into monster,
love it.
If anyone's into monster truck racing, that's where the name Toro Loco comes from. So he's a sports rider, and yeah, he did a really good job in that. He had a bit of a spell. He'd had a run earlier in the season. They turned him out. He come back and had trialled once and really finished that off really strong. So they go into the final this week, $125,000 race with a really live chance. Happy as can be. He did all the work. He'll certainly be thereabouts. My Ultimate Felix, he's a poster boy. Is My Ultimate Felix. So he also had a bit of a let up. Quite a few of them sort of had differing preparations leading into this. So My Ultimate Felix, he'd had a bit of a spell come back as well. He led them up and he was going pretty good. Probably felt the pinch over the closing stages. So
just wobbled, didn't he?
Right in the mix as far as this final comes around. I think it's a very, very open race, the final. So Stay Foolish, he's another one. He'll probably be strip fitter as well. Amanda Turnbull brought him up. He won broke his maiden very early in the season at Bathurst,
Yep.
and he's come up. So he will certainly strip fitter, you would think, and he's improved his barrier draw, already a 3-time winner. So, and here's one that where you sort of look at the whole value for money thing. So he's a New South Wales Breeders' Challenge horse. He went around in the heats of that, made it to the semi-final. Didn't progress past the semi-final stage, unfortunately. It was the semi-final where Fader Waits finished third and Stay Foolish. So here he is now. He also can tell, well, he made the Nutrien final back in April at Melbourne. So here he is now lining up in this Sunshine Stars final. He's the only one to do so. So they've certainly chased their maximum opportunities.
Anyone wondering, I've got the video on, Darren. I'll get back to you in a sec because you've got a delay, but that's him actually getting to 6th right now. He gets onto the back of the eventual winner, but he does keep finding the line. The winner is in the 1-1. The horse that runs second is in the death, and your leader, just as Darren says, just wobbles a little bit here at the top of the lane. And still does battle on nicely to get third, but Stay Foolish lost a little bit of ground, and then the last 50 to 100 was very, very good, Darren. Closed really late.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's his first sort of trip to Queensland as well. So having a week to acclimatise, whether that's good or bad, it's an interesting argument, that one. I've heard a few different different opinions on that in the last couple of weeks as to whether you get there early or whether you just make hit-run missions. So
the whole Jason Grimson theory. Instead of being there 7-8 days out and not do anything at all, he knows he doesn't have to do anything because he's fit. Because he raced on the Friday night. He's had an airplane across, and I think I saw a video today where he took him out for a walk. Like he's not gonna do anything in one day, is he? So so I think there's definitely two sides of it. We'll touch on that in a minute too. Actually, we'll stay on these Sunshine Stars ones for the minute, and I'll get to your question in a sec, Scotty. That's fine. The fillies, you've got to be careful here too, because Bardo actually has one, and it is a live chance. You said before that the 2-year-old boys, albeit only one heat, it's an open race. This race, Darren, is exactly the same. The fillies, because the 1, 2, and 3 went across the line together. Horses like Harlequin weren't that far behind them. It's a really, really interesting little fillies race, this.
Yeah, it is, and it's probably one of those scenarios. You take Cool and Classy out of it, and it's super.
Yep.
Open. You could make a case for all of them. She just probably has that edge on the rivals at this point in time, in that she is pretty much like her name suggests. She is very good, and she's 6 wins from 7 starts now. The only miss was the Proto Star, the $500,000 race during the carnival up here, where she finished 4th behind Fader Waits. That's her only miss. So 6 other wins, you'd expect her to be mighty hard to stop. But like you said, Sugar Rush, she's drawn reasonably well again for the final. Seaside Glory, it's a very nice filly in her own right, down by the seaside out of Remember Ruby for Ron Salas. She's been around in a lot of the bigger races throughout the season, but hasn't been treated kindly in the barrier draw. Come up with gate 7 today, so a task for her. Sugar Rush, Harlequin's still a maiden, so she's there. Ruby Rules is the one that I think can be a bit of a knockout here, Paul.
That's a horse that was 4 back the fence. I reckon gets to the line pretty hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's already gone 54 and change in winning this season, and that was at only her second career start. She went 54-7, sent straight to the front on that occasion, and never looked in danger. That was in early October, so she hasn't had a lot of racing, so she'll certainly be improving as she goes along, and this might just come up at the right time for her from gate 1, so I expect her to run a really bold race. She drew inside the second line in that prelude last week and just was buried away once they were pretty much single file, but I think she's a nice filly on the up, and she just comes up with the right barrier in the right race. You'd certainly expect her to run a really strong race from there. And Ahoka Punter, he's sort of getting the job done as a sire.
Yep. Yeah, he's leaving plenty of winners, that's for sure, and he leaves beautiful types. That's the one thing I know. Looking at the yearlings, they're beautiful. They look like him. Like he stamps them, that's for sure. So lovely types of horses going from there. It was actually the lesser 2-year-old, wasn't it, where they would finish across the line together? I got my races wrong. Um, 1, 2, and
The
3.
less
The
less than $25,000 purchase
Yeah,
race.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
like a head between the three, first three going home. And then we've also got the trotter. So going to be a great night. We look forward to getting some of the coverage and going from there. I think Bardo's going up. I don't think I'm going. Well, Bardo will be up because, of course, anyone wondering, he owns Sugar Rush. So, yep, apparently if it wins, Darren, I get a pay rise.
Well, yeah, that'd be a good sell. I would have been putting in for the trip too to start with. Surely you get another trip there.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him. He's been, yeah, no, I haven't heard much back from him at all. So, yeah. Yeah, I should reach out. There's plenty of time still to go. Don't worry about that. There's every chance I could end up there. I don't mind a junket, so I've missed out on my Kiwi junket this year. So who knows? You never know. I might be able to get up there for that, mate. There's heaps going on in Queensland racing. Full stop. Some really good stories too. Chloe Butler driving 5 winners the other day at Warwick, and Warwick was outstanding to watch some of that racing.
Yeah, so for those that didn't see it or are unaware, Warwick actually raced on the grass, so under the banner of the Darling Downs Harness Racing Club. So they're trying to get things back underway, the Darling Downs Club, and they've been really progressive. They held the grass track meeting back in late August at Gatton.
Yep.
Under their banner, and then of course yesterday at Warwick. Yeah, it was really good racing. 7 races. Chloe drove 5 of the 7 winners, so she absolutely had her eye in, and she becomes one of just 5 Queensland reinswomen to have ever driven 5 winners at a meeting. So pretty exclusive company that she joins there, and she's really been driving well, especially. She's pretty much taken on a big responsibility while Jack hasn't been in the best of health with the team, and yeah, she 5 of the 7 winners yesterday. Backed it up today with the winner at Albion Park with one she trains. So going really well at the moment is Chloe. So it was a good day out there. The the Warwick Cup was taken out by Targaryen. So Targaryen finished 3rd in an Inter-Dominion consolation last season. Here he is winning on the grass at Gatton. So he's been a versatile type for the team, and he went really well. A couple of the other winners for other trainers. She drove one for Lockie Hart. She also drove one of her own in the first. Now that horse, Fancy Like Barbie, I think it's named. Yeah, Fancy Like Barbie. It's a 4-year-old mare, 43 starts without a win. Now, that race yesterday, because it was a maiden race, carried the Q-bred bonus, so she was able to pick that up with that horse. So I know it's been a bit of a battle to try and win that bonus with her, but they got it yesterday. Hadn't started since the previous grass track meeting at Gatton, where Chloe got tipped out when they went over the crossing the first time. So it's a good redemption story for Fancy Like Barbie, able to get that main and then also not tip Chloe out at the first basically port of call.
I looked at your notes. Was it Lola Wiedemann? Is she one of the other ladies that's driven 5 on a cart?
Lola has driven 5 on a cart, I think, on 6 or 7 different occasions I worked out.
So one of the other winners there for the day was actually driven by Julie Wiedemann, but trained by Lola. So that's a nice. So the girls.
One of that. Julie is one of the ones that has driven 5 as well.
Oh, is she? Sorry, Jules.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she had. I think Julie did it at Rockhampton.
Yep.
The other one, Trista Dixon's done it twice. She's done it at Redcliffe and at Albion Park. Lola's done it. Yeah, as I said, about the 6 occasions. Julie, Natalie Rasmussen. She's probably done it over in New Zealand a few times, but we're talking about Queensland tracks, and she did it once as a driver in Queensland back in 2008.
Only once?
Only once, 5, so yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit different. But yeah, she's a She's a great range person. Unfortunately, we don't have her anymore. Maddie Markham from New Zealand. He's on there. Hello to you, Maddie. Yeah, we don't see her driving anymore. She's a loss to the industry because she's a brilliant driver. So definitely a loss to the industry. I want to go back to Saturday night. Now, people I've had a little bit to do with, Pete and Chantel Turpin, and you know, I reckon they're terrific. Anytime I ask for something, they give me the time, and then no worries there. Didn't they have a night out? So they got 5 winners. Did they get five winners and racing 6 races, I think? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So 5 winners on Saturday off the back of 4 the previous week. So, yeah, they are absolutely flying.
What are you doing? I know you're cooking tea, but what are you actually doing? He's
Just cooking tea.
It sounds like you're putting an air compressor, I don't know, through something. It's very odd. It's very odd.
No, that's my resident human dog that you heard when you first got me on the phone.
Okay.
He's making a little bit of extra noise.
He's doing a good job of it. No, they had an amazing night. I think the only horse that let them down, they either, every race they were in, they won. The only horse that let them down, oh, he's gone. He's left me. They did have an amazing night, Pete and Chantel. They get him back on now. The only one they missed out on was the trotter. Hello, mate. You back? Not sure. Hello.
Yeah. No. Every race they were in, they did. They were right in the thick of it and picked up 4 feature races. So one of those being a golden ticket race through to the Inter-Dominion. There was 2 golden tickets on offer. Black's a Dance is the Albion Park track record holder. Amazingly, he's won before Saturday. He'd won 27 races in his career, held the Albion Park track record at the mile, over $400,000 in stakes. His biggest win before Saturday was a Group 3 race. So he's picked up a Group 2 there on Saturday night, and I don't think you would see a bigger smile than John Paulson, his owner breeder. He was there and he was absolutely ecstatic. So it was great to see.
Yeah, that's right. And he had there was 2 full brothers. What's the other bloke's name? They contested last year's Inter-Dominion for him.
Yeah, so Big Wheels is one of the other in American here. Attachment got beaten narrowly there on Saturday night in the 3-year-old feature.
He's another brother. He's another brother as well.
He's another brother. One of the sister, the only, they lost the mare this year just before she was about to foal, and so unfortunately it's the end of the line for Washington Lass and any of the breed. But the only filly that they got out of her is called, it's going to escape me now, Arrive. It's called Arrive. It's Captain Treacherous. She won a race this year as a 2-year-old. They're actually going to do an embryo transfer with her this season, so that's probably already been completed as we speak, I would imagine.
This is a bloody amazing family. I just got it up there. So you've got Black Sedans, 441,000, Big Wheels, 410 plus. He's now in America. Away we go, just shy of 200,000.
I think he's gone to America now too.
And got a 49.2 next to his name. Attachment, 120,000. Ran second the other day. He's only won 10. And then Arrive, who's won 2 and 40,000. And then there is a Better's Delight called Barsby. Wonder where they got that name from. And then and then another rock and roll dance colt born last year.
So he is the full brother of Black Sedans being by a rock and roll dance. So.
Yeah, and Big Wheels as well. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, she died falling to catch the fire. Of course, to stay in that Pete and Chantel stand as well. So that's a bit unfortunate. That's a cool family though, isn't it? When you start looking at it like that, it's it's really really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great family and. Done really well out of it, and each of them are all different in their own right. Black Sedans, I'm sure they wouldn't be upset with me saying that he's nothing to look at, and
Yep.
he took a while to get going. He's gangly and didn't really want to pace well, but he's been able to get it going. His stable name around the stables is actually Dumbo, so I don't. While that may be, some people think, because of his, not so smart, but each of them have a stable name in reference to like a Disney or a cartoon character. So it's Dumbo the jet plane, which he has turned out to be as the Albion Park track record holder.
I'm glad you clarified that part. That's for sure. So it makes a difference. The only horse they had that didn't, they had a couple not earned checks, but the only race they contested and didn't earn a pointy end check was Top of the Moment, who jumped it off, and he would have earned first, second, or third, I think, in that other race. Royal Dan actually won that race. One of my great supporters, Harasta Trotters, of course, Orlando Vici's got one of the unique records. Darren, I don't know, Diane Riley, the Queen of Queensland, is actually watching. Can't find a better man, Diane. You are low flying, that's for sure. But Royal Dan by Orlando Vici, he's a 100% producer, Darren. It's one, so every horse, and he's had 30, I think, or thereabouts, horses to the racetrack, and they have all won. And of course, you know the number one of those, would you not?
It would have to be Just Believe.
Good boy. Yep. I would have given you Adele. You would have got away with Adele, Olivici, and now I'll give you a Royal Dan. But yeah, definitely number one, Just Believe. So yeah, interestingly, two paces. Two of them have been paces. Pat ain't as happy about that little stat. Anyway, they've won races, so they're adding to it. But yep, that happens. We all know that. So yeah. So no, I think it's pretty cool. They're on to their best season too. I was actually looking at that. I noticed what do you say? They've got 12 wins in 7 meetings to get the Metropolitan Premiership. I saw that little stat. And they only need 17 wins to have their best season as well, Pete and Chantal. But this season's just been outstanding because they're 120 behind last year. Last year they trained 169. They're at 152 so far, and still got 120 horses really to put around. So just an amazing strike rate, over $2 and a bit million. So doing an awesome job. Why wouldn't you want to get involved in harness racing, especially in Queensland, Darren, the way they're going?
Yeah, for sure. And, their numbers have been superb, and turning them over and picking up nice horses. And they've got a great record for horses out in New Zealand as well. So, yep. If anyone finds one in New Zealand and wants to send it over to those guys, they do an amazing job with them. And, the Rising Sun, they were able to win that race with Whisper a Secret. It's just been a super season. And with Chantal picking up those 5 winners the other night, she's now trained 5 winners twice in a season this year alone. So, and both at Metropolitan meetings. So that's a pretty big achievement when you look at our training ranks and sort of across the board. We're generally pretty even on most of the Metropolitan meetings as far as training goes.
We've got the great dulcet tones of David Rafale watching us now, Darren. We'll be in all sorts of trouble now. It must be nothing on TV. He's sitting back in the boat, buddy, watching us. So, but that's okay. Hello to you, Rafa. We got them all on. Corey O'Donoghue's on there as well, mate. I don't know if you caught up with this one yesterday. This is one I did want to highlight for you. But at Sanana, they had a bonus go out for $2,000 for the leading driver and leading trainer on the day. The evergreen Ray Cross, at the ripe old age of 85, took out the Trainers' Premiership, and Liam actually won it. Liam Older from Tasmania, he won it with the drivers. But just a great, cool little story, mate. It's really good.
Yeah, Ray and Janelle, of course, spent a lot of time up here in Queensland. Campaigned a lot of good horses, a lot of trotters. He did a great job up here, and he loves his love of the square gate. I think he's got another record. I'm pretty sure. Kate Orpenny was the name of the mare. Now I'm pretty sure she holds a record either for most starts by a female horse, or I'd have to look it up anyway, but there's a record she holds. But she was actually converted from a pace to a trot And as a result of that's one of the records she holds. Perhaps it's most starts for horse converted or one of those. But yeah, Ray did a great job up here over the years, and headed down to Victoria, and yeah, he's not afraid to send one around till he can work them out, and once he works them out, they tend to go on with it.
Nah, exactly, and it was terrific. Neither of those horses are related to that mare. I was trying to see if they were related to see if I could get it to come up, but it was actually awesome because I know Sanana got a little bit of back flack, if you like, because because they could have give people a golden ticket. You know, like if you got one horse in, you get one ticket in a raffle. If you got 10, you get 10 tickets, and things along those lines. And you know, some people are saying it gives the smaller person a go. Nothing against either of these two gentlemen, but yeah, they're the little guys, which is just terrific to watch. So both of them, so it worked out really good. And I know Ray knew he'd won before the last, but he stuck around to see if his driver and young mate could win the last as well. So, and I know watching Liam, James Herbertson had to run second to tie, and if he obviously first to win. And Jack Law, who he shared a car with, if he had a won, he would have also tied with him. So poor old Liam's watching it, and the best result was James Herbertson running third, only just getting pipped on the last stride up the sprint lane too. And anyone that knows Jimmy, and I'm sure you know him, he likes his money. He wasn't all that happy with the result, but that happens. That's all good. Hey, Darren, we're flying. Rafa says there's no 360 on, so we're the only option. How good are we going?
There you go.
I might have to get Rafa on one night. We might have to get him on and go from there. And yeah, and it'll be a bit of fun. Talk a bit of international racing.
If that's the case, my rate's just gone up, Paul.
Mate, you're Robbo. You're on your last night. You signed it on. Scotty Purden asked me one question. Can you please ask Darren about the updates to the new track? There is no new track. That's fair to say.
Yeah, as far as things stand at the moment, the Norwell complex was cut out. They decided that Albion Park will stay. So we've had a change of government in the last little while. So whether they decide to revisit that is probably up in the air. But as far as we know, as far as an industry knows at this point in time, it's off the table. Just going back to those guys from the Darling Downs, they are looking at getting a training centre up off the ground. So if those guys manage to do that, that will be out at Gatton. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the plans exactly what they have in mind for that, but they are trying to get a training centre up and going. So
and potentially racetrack eventually as well.
Yes, it is needed. Just depends where we end up.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you ended up watching it too. I encourage people, I don't pump up my own tyres on a few things, but watch the Dave Pallone interview that I did yesterday morning. It went up yesterday morning, or I did do it yesterday morning as well. But this driver series and that, Darren, like, yeah, he's aware that Yannick's coming to that?
Yannick has been confirmed, so he is taking a slot for Summit, Bloodstock. There's a few of them in that slot, so Yannick is there. Dexter's confirmed in the Ladbroke slot. Other drivers confirmed at this point in time. Nathan Dawson for the First Over Crush Syndicate. They've got a pretty good pun hashtag that they're running on their social media campaign. First Over Crush FOC, fuck yeah, for the First Over Crush guys.
Don't get me to write that, please.
So they've been getting right behind it. And who's the Angus Garrard has been confirmed for the SEN One Equine Garrard slot. There will be one confirmed tomorrow too, Paul. So any of our Kiwi counterparts who are keeping an eye on things tomorrow, Kiwi driver will be announced tomorrow to coincide with the New Zealand Cup. So keep an eye on that. There might be your flight back on the Wednesday in February might be right alongside that same man.
I might be holding hands, you reckon?
You could be.
Shouldn't say a man, mate. The girls go pretty good in New Zealand. You're giving it half up.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Brad Hewitt was one that's been released too as well.
He was the other one, yes. So Brad is in the triple play syndicate for those guys in New South Wales, and he'll be fulfilling their slot. Had a talk to Brad. I thought he might bring a team of horses as
I bet you he doesn't.
well. He doesn't. Just another thing to note, if any trainers there, 20 races over the 2 nights, all penalty-free racing. So if any trainers out there are thinking that they've missed out on the opportunity, or drivers or what have you, we still bring a team of horses up and get into some of those penalty-free races and enjoy the night.
Yeah, that's what we want. Anton Galino's watching too, mate. We just got a like from Anton. Hello to you, my friend. Sarah's birthday the other day, so I'm sure he was on child duties, looking after the kids and sending Sarah's out to enjoy herself. I hope he was anyway. But no, Dave Pallone, anyone watching it, I said, has he been to Australia at all? And the only thing that scares him is a long trip. He's 62 years young, and he is 62 years young because he ain't old. There's no way known there. But he knows about it. So well done to Queensland, because he's aware of Dex and Yannick heading back to a driving series, and he wants to be a part of it. Which is terrific. I think he understands that this year it's already gone. But just one for slot holders, the most winningest driver in the world. He knows his way around a track, that's for sure. So it's worth a listen if you enjoy your harness racing. Rafa, go and have a listen to this guy. I'm not wrapping myself up. I think he's such a level-headed man. I worked out the stats, Darren. It is 1.4 wins a day that he's driven every day of the year. For 41 years, he has driven 1.4 winners.
That's just crazy to think, and I watched that after yesterday morning when you put it up, Paul. And yeah, he's a very humble guy, and just doesn't he look? Puts me to shame, and I'm quite a few years younger than that.
Puts me to shame. I was looking at him, I was like, man, and but just a really cool ambassador. So I'm not his agent or anything else like that, but I think well done to the slot holders. But don't forget it. Did you listen to the part where he mistook the laps? Not many people would come on and say that. He owned up. He's the most winningest driver in the world, and he owned up to miscounting the laps. What did he do? What did he say? I kicked clear. I sat back and posed for the camera, and then I heard this bloody bell. He's like,
what is that?
He's like, because it's worth a listen, mate. Thank you as always. Really do appreciate it. Breeders' Crown we've touched on. Technicloud. Have you got a tip for the New Zealand Cup at all?
Well, we've got to stick by our own. We've got a Queenslander involved in it, so a rotor goes around for Grant Dixon. It might not be leap to fame, but I'll tell you what, this guy's got great standing start manners, and he won the Redcliffe Cup earlier this year by able to stepping to the front. So don't discount him. He's a nice horse, and he's making I have heard a whisper that he may not be coming back to Australia. He might be heading onwards to America. Not sure whether that is true or not, but had heard some whispers. So good luck to connections there. Be good to see him. He was going to go around in the junior free-for-all if Leap to Fame hadn't come out. So but he goes around in the main one. So well-bred 4-year-old.
Just for the record, he's no more Queenslander than me. He's a Kiwi. Okay, he was bred by Werenwick Farms, who are the sponsors of the Dominion. He might have had a bit of a sojourn to Queensland, but that don't make you a Queenslander. But anyway, you can claim him if you like.
Well, he's trained and driven by Queensland's most winningest trainer driver. It doesn't get much more Queensland than that.
All right. Okay. It's actually different over there. I was just looking then. I was looking for the NZ after his name, and of course they don't have it. But they actually don't put the AUS after the Better Eclipse and those as well. So, which is interesting. So yeah, pretty cool. Trent Mason's on there. He was actually in Queensland for a while, and he's back in New Zealand. So yeah, he's a little bit of an eroder, I reckon. So yeah.
The only one thing I will say on Leap to Fame not going, Paul, is it's probably a little bit disappointing in terms of if it had been there first, second and third from the Inter-Dominion last year, would have been in the race. And I can't think of a time in recent memory other than when it was held in New Zealand that we would have seen in a Dominion 1, 2, 3 lining up in a New Zealand Cup. And it's good to see that.
Did Better Eclipse run third, did he?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, you're right. It's still a great field. Don't worry about that. Like a lot of people are saying, it's robbed because he's not in it. It's a terrific field, and then you throw in Swayze, Jason Grimson. Hats off to him for having a crack. I'll give him that. I think it's one of those ones because he's going for that $1 million bonus too in New South Wales, but his next race is not till after Christmas, so he's got plenty of time afterwards. I was thinking, why would you go? Because he won the Young, he's won 2 cups so far. If he wins 6 of them, he gets a $1 million bonus. The way he won at Young, I don't know. Did you watch Young, Darren?
I did, yeah. I don't think he would have had a softer first half in a race for how long? Ever.
Yeah, I know. I reckon Jason would have been thinking, geez, I'm going to have to work him tomorrow. They kept him honest the last lap, and he had a good blowout. So, yeah. It is actually a cool track, Young, isn't it? Where they have they have 3/4 of the field who's still got people right around it, so it's absolutely awesome actually. So yeah,
good little
very
track
good
there. Yeah, I don't know whether I used to see you, Paul, or not. I'll just leave it in passing. Maybe a question for some of your viewers. So the first round of that series of that Carnival of Cups was at Park, so it's the dish, understandable, the big satellite dish. The second round at Young, the Cherry Cup, Cherry Festival. When it goes to Albury, what will it be called?
There is a name for it.
Does Albury have something they are famous for?
Yeah, no, they have. Well, one, the Murray River, but it could be the Murray Cup.
As a proud Victorian, would you say it's Wodonga's Murray River, or is it Albury?
Mate, yeah, but you're back onto it. Like you can't. It doesn't matter. I think isn't it actually New South Wales anyway? Murray River.
I'm not up on my geography for that.
I think it's New South. No, they do have one because I know Cobram is peaches and cream, and that. So in what you're saying here, let's now start taking this to like the college bowls in the NFL in America, where they have the turkey. The turkey bowl and the orange bowl and all these other silly bowls. Is that what? I don't mind this.
Yeah,
Why did you lead with this? This would have been. We could have got people talking. We got Joey Pace. Joey Pace is out having another coffin nail. So hello to you, Joey. Hopefully it's going well. I like giving him a hard time.
This is my way of trying to make you get me back on. That I'll leave you with a question that you've got to get me back to give the answers to.
Oh no, I like it. Don't worry about that. I don't mind it at all. We will definitely have to ask the questions. So no, you'll be back, mate. I got plenty of guests coming back. It's just I was flat today. I must say it was a big day yesterday at St Arnaud, and she wasn't warm, but it was the weather's getting a bit hotter, and it does zap an old man like me. So yeah, we got Michelle White. She's watching. I don't think she had a winner today at Ararat. She was playing at home, but I think she had a second from memory. Whatever his name is. So it was interesting today too. You don't see it very often. Like we had yesterday, St Arnaud, and then Ararat today, and Penrith. The tight little half-mile tracks made a resurgence today. Yeah. So it's they're interesting racing when they're on those little tracks. There was a horse, actually one of the talks won at Warwick. It went very, very good. One of the horses with the last name Talk. I can't think of its name. So, Joey,
one of the ones.
They even make a cigarette emoji because Joey sent me one onto the feed. There's a cigarette on there. They don't call them coffin nails, but anyway. So no, Michelle ran second with Maxi Mez. But go and watch if you want to watch a nice 2-year-old go around. I'll have to get it. He took on the older horses at St Arnaud, and what Sean McNulty said was exactly right. They don't do that over there. Talk Power was the name of this horse. It's by Sweet Lou out of Talk of Life. 3 deep the last lap, taken on the older horses. It was just phenomenal, and it's got home in a 58 half too. So absolutely terrific it was. So yeah, Rafa's having a glass of red. Oh mate, Darren, you know what we could have, mate, don't you? We could have the emoji. What you're doing now. Imagine what my feed could fill up with.
Oh,
Hey?
Ooh. We're still in a PG time slot. Let's just hope that everyone adheres to that.
Well, no, it's got to be an emoji. So I'd think, well, I suppose there is that one finger, isn't there? Which is always it's always a bit
No,
dangerous. But yeah.
a couple of others there that I've seen.
Hey?
There's a couple of others that I've seen that maybe not necessarily PG at the moment.
Well, don't encourage him. Joey's having a beer now, so he's got a cigarette and a beer at the same time. I love his work. Definitely love his work. Must say, well done to Kai Valley Hest, Brett Lilly, Tristan Larson. He's doing a great job. Come over for 1 month in the middle of winter, a year and a half ago, to stay, and he stayed with Lils all that time. He went back to back winning the Sonata Trotters Cup yesterday. He won it last year with Baxter. Baxter, I think that's his name. Started with B anyway, so good young man.
If it was Baxter, he's up in Queensland now, or was.
Is he a trotter?
Yeah, trotter with Alex Kane, he was, whether that's the same one or not.
I reckon that'll be him. Yep, that's him. I'm sure it was Baxter, or it was a one banger B name, so there's not too many of those. Don't be scared if anyone else is out there watching. Send in one emoji only. Joe's broken the rules and sent two on what you're actually up to at the minute, but yeah. We do realise it's 7 o'clock, not 10 o'clock, so keep it clean. There's no stress there. Going from there. All right, I better let you go. You got tea.
Yeah.
You've probably eaten.
No.
You've eaten your tea.
No. I turned it off because it was. I'll make sure I do it right.
Rafa's confused by this show. I reckon I'm going to have to get him on. It'd be more fun to get him on one day and go from there. Right, mate. This is on. Oh, he's gone. He's gone again. I'll let him go. He'll be fine. He'll either, if he rings me back, we'll get him back on. But he must have dodgy service from time to time. I've got to say goodbye to him. He may not have paid his bill. Never know. Might be me. Might have been my end. I doubt it though. I think it's his. Oh, drunk. Oh, God.
I thought you kicked me off.
No, you hung up on me, but I haven't put the thing back up, but I'm just going to say goodbye. But I found out that the one Rafa sent me is drunk, so if you want to know which one's drunk, you go from there. So, geez, I hope he's in a different time slot. 7 o'clock at night on a Monday night and he's drunk. That's bad.
Oh, depends which side of the fence you're sitting on. Could be good.
Yeah, true. Yeah, as a teetotaler, I'm no good at that anymore. Anyway, Stacey Carbone's on. Stacey had a winner yesterday as well, mate. Thanks for joining me. Always fun.
No worries. Just one on the fly as I go.
Yeah.
If you can put a quick replay up or whatever, I'm not sure what you can do. Warwick yesterday, Chloe Butler, Leeson Byrne. I think it was about race 5, perhaps. You'll never see a bigger win than that. Even if you just show the start where it was at the start.
Leeson Byrne, rightio. They only won by 2.9 metres.
Yeah.
Got to get Rafa on. Called races in Hong Kong. Successful horse owner. Called the trots races back in the day. I'm all over him, Tony. Don't you worry about that. He also is. He's also friends with David Miles. So hang on. It started too early. Hang on a sec, Darren. You're obviously not in a hurry. I've got to get it to flick over. What do I have to do? This screen. I get too many screens happening then, so this is when things get confusing for me. So this is a horse, so I can go over and it's a horse out wide, up high.
Yep. So it's drawn gate 6, so outside the front.
And does not want to go yard. And they go, how far do they go? A lap, obviously. Only one lap.
Yeah, one lap. I think they're 1,850, the races.
So does it take, oh geez, it is a mile behind, isn't it? Who trains this one?
Jack Butler.
The great man who's still getting a bit of treatment, so hopefully everything's still heading in the right direction. Was nowhere to be seen for the crossing. The crossing was still a bit rough, but better than the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, better than the Gatton one early on, but I think they sorted that one out.
Yeah, I hope so, because the poor old mobile driver, he was in all sorts on that Gatton one. Well, not the driver, the bloke out the back. Oh, I've got the wrong screen on. I had the wrong screen on. There we are. Oh, sorry about that. I had the other one on. It's got all my Facebook feeds going through it. Hang on. I'll go back just so anyone that is watching. We'll go back to the start here. So that's it right out the back here. Sorry about that. Didn't realise what I'd done until I looked up. And then we'll get him here, tax on here, and then hopefully we can get to the winning post shortly. Who's on the leader? Because it's actually charging.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not watching, so I can't tell you.
Got about 200 to go. The leader's gone anyway. It was charging, but then as quickly as it was charging, it's gone. Don't worry, I'll get it up by the time I get to it. By the time the finish happens. So that's it out wide. She's gone out and bought the hot dogs, the donuts, and she's going to get over the top of Mitchie. Is Mitchie still helping him out? Because he won't.
He's still up here.
He won't be happy with that, Mitchie Turnbull.
No, because he won the Gatton Grass Cup. Yeah, and he couldn't get the Warwick one this time around because Targaryen was too good in that one.
It was Paige Bevan. Paige Bevan was having a hell of a drive. Yeah, that is a good win, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very impressive. All right, well, Chloe's had a big day out. She's had a bigger day than me. Lucky I had the right stuff on the other screen, wasn't it? Otherwise, I'd have been in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, you could have put anything up. Could have put my invoice up and everyone could have seen how much I'm really charging you.
You just ring Bricky and just say Paul said that I had to put that on his tab. So yeah, and go from there, mate. It'll be fine. Brad still hasn't tuned in tonight. He's nowhere to be seen. The Queenslander. He might have other things on his mind. Oh, he'll be at that other thing. That's why he'll be at the Breeders' Night. So he'll have plenty going on. Right, mate. We'll let you go. I'm going to sign off as well. But Trots Hub. What's Trots Hub?
Thank you.
What's Trots Hub?
I don't know. What's Trots Hub?
Rafa's giving me braille tonight. All right, I'll let you go. I'm going to type in Trots Hub and then just see if it's PG or not. But thank you very much, mate. And we'll go from there. I get nervous. I love when I used to do Trots Vision. Used to love Trots Hub. Today's lesson. Gratitude. What? Oh, I don't know if I want to be opening this. I'm nervous. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Okay, I'm not sure about that. No, I reckon I'm better off staying out of that. I think I'll get myself into trouble. And go from there. Dan Malecki, after 10 o'clock on Trots Vision. Oh, it was sensational. I used to love it. He used to have me in tears. He couldn't say some of the stuff you were saying, but he did. Don't you worry about that. So, yeah. So, anyway. All right, mate. Thank you very much.
Righto. No worries. Anytime.
I'll be in touch. I don't even have to shut your screen down because I didn't put it back up when you come back on, but that's okay. See you, mate.
Okay, mate. Thank you.
Darren Clayton. Thank you very much for him. And thanks to everyone that's tuned in. Enjoy doing the show. Of course, we've got the New Zealand trots on tomorrow night. It is New Zealand Trotting Cup Day. Big card of races. First race is at 12:08, so that's 10:08 Aussie time. I'm pretty sure that's right. It should be right because they wouldn't be starting at 2 o'clock. Friday's meeting is at twilight. It's all right, Joe Trots Hub. It's just it just did me. I got to read it, and I didn't have time to read it. It says something about today's lesson. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. When you start appreciating the little things, you realise there were big things all along. Read it again. So I'm not sure. Just had me a little bit puzzled. So I think it's a bit deep. So anyway, it'll be fine. I'm not putting it up because I might get into trouble, but may not. Who knows? Going from there, back to New Zealand. 12:08 is the first. The Dominion, the junior free for all is 1:32, so that'll be 11:30 for the junior free for all. The 12 o'clock for the 3-year-old fillies, that's a ripping field. That is Louis' girl. Unfortunately for Connections, drew out the back. It's a great little story that, if you haven't heard that one. The Renwick Farms, great friends of mine. Dominion Trot, standing start over the 2 mile is at 3:14, so 1:15. The Dominion Trot is on with why Al not there? Why am I not there? Because they didn't want me, I suppose. I wasn't asked to go, Joe. So yeah, so I think that's probably the long and the short of it. But yeah, so 1:15. for that race. Bet and Win, David and Stacey White, drawn 16, but I think it comes into being not bad draw off the second line, so they'd follow through a couple of nice ones. The Woodland Stud 3-year-old Colts and Geldings race, that's at 2:33. And then we got the Trotting Cup, the New Zealand, which is an odd one. It is one of those little ones, but they're not changing it, but it is still a little one. Set down to go at 5:46 New Zealand time. So caught the 14-4. Great field, great lot of horses. Going to be a lot of fun. Merlin's a ripper. Don't Stop Dreaming, Scotty Purden's tipping him. I'm going to barrack for Tack McLeod. Just have a soft spot for him after that story. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Good luck with our first starter. That's on Wednesday, hopefully. Yes, Mickey Bowman in the cart, so that'll be a little bit of fun. But yeah, thanks to everyone that's tuned in. Had a bit of fun. Really appreciate it. If I have nothing next week, we might call it the emoji show. We'll get people to play the emojis and come on in and go from there. We might even get Rafa on next week, see what he's up to. See if we can get him back doing some things with the trots. You never know. He might be able to do some things back with the trots. That's what I thought Trots Hubs might have been, but it was something different. So it's all good. Rightio, thank you very much. Good luck to everyone tomorrow in the New Zealand Cup. Good luck to everyone with their horses in the Breeders' Crown on Saturday night at Melton as well. And yeah, the guys with the Nutrien races in Queensland. Hopefully everyone can have some good luck there as well. Thank you. See us all next week for On Loose Lines.